Hi, boys and girls. I hope everyone is doing well. Mrs. Peralta misses you guys so much, and I hope everybody is enjoying time at home with their family and they're working on their schoolwork. Oh, I hear the doorbell. Let me see who it is. Hey, thank you. It was Ryder with the telegram. So I've got a telegram from Ryder, my son, at the door. Boys and girls, I don't know if you noticed, but Mrs. Peralta is wearing socks because we talked about how we get germs on our hands. We also get germs on our shoes. So when you're in your own house, you need to take off your shoes because on the bottom of your shoes are lots and lots of germs that could get all over your house and it could make you sick too. So make sure we're not only washing our hands, but we're taking off our shoes when we get in the house. Okay, let's see what this telegram is. What did Miss Peralta get? It's the letter T. Do you guys remember this letter? Does anybody remember what sound it makes? T, t. That's right, T makes the T sound. Can anybody think of a shape that starts with T? Put on those thinking caps and think of a shape that might start with the T sound. I'll give you a hint. It has 3 sides. Let's see if Miss Peralta can make our T shape. If you guessed a triangle, you're right. A triangle has 1, 2, 3 sides and 3 corners, and it starts with the letter T for triangle. I think I have some other things in my basket that start with T. Has anybody ever seen this? It's a trophy. Maybe you've won one in karate or swimming or baseball or soccer. This is my daughter's trophy for cheerleading. So she got a trophy, and trophy starts with the T sound as well. What else do we have in here? Oh, what about this guy, Tigger? Who knows Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, who's always bouncing around? Tigger starts with the T sound as well. And what else is in here? A toothbrush. That's something very important when we're trying to stay healthy. We've got to brush our teeth. What else do I have? I have a tangerine. Does tangerine start with the T sound? It does. And you know what else? Tangerine is a healthy food that we should be eating a lot of so that we can be strong and healthy. And let's see what else. A Tootsie Roll. That starts with T, but is that a healthy food? It's not the most healthy food. This is a sometime food. So if we want to have a treat every once in a while, it's okay to have a Tootsie Roll. But we need to be eating more tangerines and less Tootsie Rolls. Okay, Miss Peralta is going to take you into the other room, and we're going to create something that starts with the letter T. Come with me. Mrs. Peralta is going to make a tornado. Have any of you heard about a tornado? It's a circular funnel that rotates in the sky when we've got turbulent air. So let's see if we can create our own tornado because it starts with the letter T. So first I'm going to get some tap water. And I'm sure you can make this at home too with your mom or dad. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get some vinegar. Put it in there. I'm going to put a little bit of dish soap. And let's add some glitter. Okay. Now let's mix these things all up and see if we can create our own tornado. Do you guys see the tornado forming at the bottom? It's still swirling. That's pretty cool. So that's something you can do at home that starts with T. You can make your own tornado. Oh, I hear Ben playing in the other room. Let's go see what he's doing. playing with? Legos. What did you make here? What is this called? What are these? Train tracks. I think that starts with a T too. Train tracks? Is that a train? Can you make it go around the track for us? How many of you boys and girls have trains at home? I'm sure a lot of you do. Ben, can you make it go for us? Let's have it go. You gotta let go and let's see if it will go. Oh, here comes the train. And that's another T word.
Train. Something.
Okay, come on with me now. We're gonna read a book. So I miss reading with you boys and girls every day. So I'm gonna read a little story with you. It's one of Mrs. Peralta's favorite books. So I'm gonna go over to the bookshelf and pick it out. And it's called Edward the Emu. Have any of you heard this story before? And I've got some special friends that are going to read the book with me. I've got 10 teddy bears. Why would I have 10 teddy bears? That starts with T, doesn't it? Let's come over here and see our 10 teddy bears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 teddy bears. Can you boys and girls show me 10 on your hands? You're right. You have 10 fingers. 5 on one hand and 5 on the other. And together, that makes 10. You also have 10 toes. 5 toes on one foot and 5 toes on the other. And together, that makes 10. But I'm going to read you my favorite story. So Mrs. Peralta put on her glasses. And this one is called Edward the Emu. And it's written by Sheena Knowles, and it's illustrated by Rod Clement. And what did we say the illustrator does? Does anybody remember? You're right, the illustrator does the pictures, and the author writes the words. So let's open the front cover of the story. And we have the title page, which is also another illustration. It looks like an emu with a ball on its nose or a ball on its beak. Let's turn to the first page of the story. Edward the Emu was sick of the zoo. There was nowhere to go, there was nothing to do. And compared to the seals that lived right next door, well, being an emu was frankly a bore. So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from his pen and he laughed as he said, "The seals are the best anyone can tell, so tomorrow I'll just be a seal as well." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the seals were swimming and Edward was too. He dived in the water and basked in the sun, and he balanced a ball on his beak just for fun. Well, Edward was really enjoying the day till he overheard someone behind the fence say, "The seals are always amusing, it's true, but the lion's the best thing to see at the zoo." So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from the pool and he smiled as he said, "The lion's the best anybody can tell, so tomorrow I'll just be a lion as well." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the lions were roaring and Edward was too. He snarled at the ladies and growled at the men. Life was certainly grand for a lion in his den. Well, Edward was having a wonderful day till a man in the crowd had the gumption to say, "The lion's a beast I shall always detest. The snakes are the things that I like to see best." So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward crept from the cage and he grinned as he said, "If the snakes are the best things and that's what they say, then tomorrow I'll just be a snake for a day." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the snakes were all hissing, and Edward was too. He slipped round the rocks. It was magic to see. Then he curled himself casually up round a tree. Well, Edward was just warming up for the day when he overheard one of the visitors say, "The snakes are impressive. I know that it's true, but the emu's by far the best thing at the zoo." "The emu," gasped Edward. "My goodness, that's me. I'm the thing that the gentleman most likes to see. Not the seals, the lions, the snakes, and the rest. It's Edward the emu he likes to see best." So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward slipped from the cage and he laughed as he said, "If the emu's the best, then that's easy then. Tomorrow I'm Edward the emu again." Edward ran to the place where he used to reside, but oh, what a shock when he clambered inside. He found himself suddenly come face to face with the emu they'd brought in to take Edward's place. The emus considered each other a while, then the new emu said with a shy little smile, "Hello, I'm Edwina. It's nice meeting you. You're the best thing I've ever seen at the zoo." Did you like that book? Poor Edward didn't know what to do, did he? He was trying to be everything that he thought everybody else wanted him to be. But in the end, being himself was the best thing that Edward could be. I love this book. It's one of my favorite books. And we'll have to read Edwina the Emu next. Thank you for coming to visit me, boys and girls, and I hope to see you soon. Maybe tomorrow I'll read you another story. Take care.